I'm Dark Pole Algon. Thanks for joining me on another morning watch this building session. Sorry, just getting some things set up here. Today we're doing things a little differently in that I have got. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my mic and stuff set up here. We've got a special guest coming in at 8 o'clock. It is Predicted Trades. The professor is going to be showing up to kind of go over his software a little bit and his take on the market. Pay attention. You may get a free play out of it, right? Super duper cool. The other thing that we're going to do is I'm going to be working on some guest streams throughout the rest of the week, right? Let's see. I'm not sure I'm digging this background, right? Not sure I'm digging this background. Let's just go. Nope. No, come on. Nope. All right. Which one is it? That'll just have to work. All right. Okay, we'll get that taken care of. All right, so there's that. There's this. Okay, we're gonna have a special guest. Let's see. Let's see if this is working. All right, making sure everything's working good. And okay, having some issues with my news source this morning as well too. It's being a BZ. I don't know why. No clue why it's being a pain in the butt. Get rid of all of that and give that a shot. Okay. Anyway, we've got a couple plays that I want to look at. Like I said, I'm test driving this new streaming platform. Hopefully, it works well. Looks like it's there, right? Hey, cool. The chat's working. Morning, Johnny. All right, so I've got that. I've got a guest speaker coming up. We've got access to that and this, right? I think that might be the way to go for now until we get our guest speaker, and then we'll probably go with one of these guys. Yeah, I think so. Right. I don't know if I even want these. Sorry, it's just got a bunch of overlays and stuff. I think we're just going to go with that. And let's do this for now until our guest shows up. All right. Unfortunately, my news source is broken, and I'm a little sad about that. A little sad about that. Let me see if I can hack it for a second. see. Yesterday was the 11th, right? Trying to hack the news just to see if I can get it going for y'all. We might able. Oh, there it is. Cool. I figured it out. All right, let's just start that. All right. Sorry. I'm hurrying. All right, so there's lots of upgrades, lots of downgrades. The homeboy Laz, once he shows up, actually helped me go through this a little bit yesterday, and I'm super grateful for it. I really do appreciate it. Let's get into some plays. Let me get these other charts loaded up here. I've also been having some internet issues, which is not, I mean, it really sucks, but it just is going to require me to show less things. Come on. All right, Snowflake. All right, Snow was off of our weekend watch list, right? And Snowflake came through with the let's do this. Sweet, everybody can see that, I assume. Okay. Let's go. All right, Snow came through. Snow has news. They got upgraded to overweight from equal weight at Barclays, but they trimmed their target to 367 from 393. Snow is from our weekend watch list. How can you not take this trade off the 200 SMA? Rising deviation right down to the 4-hour weekly bottom, rallied through the daily bottom. Next stop would be a daily top of 316, 317, right? It's got some overhead resistance. The 13 EMA is at 318. 21 EMA is at 325. 4-hour tops at 320. I mean, it's right there for the taking. We just need one good slingshot squeeze. With that upgrade might be the news that can propel Snow to where we need it to be. Give me the right dang chart. I'm a little frustrated here. The right chart. Where's it at? I'll just go with this guy right here. All right. Snowflake, nice little, like, this whole V-shaped recovery is kind of prevalent across everything. So MACD, Golden Cross, Iridium Fire looks like we may get a pullback to 302 before we take that and move to 315, 320. They did downgrade their price target to 367. However, they did come out with news. Right, nice bullish move yesterday, consolidation overnight, quick pop pre-market. So pullback, rally, or pullback, fade. This is a daily cloud that we're using right here. Runs from 292 to 302. So that $10 range is the daily cloud. If that support holds, like we can expect it to do, $23 ATR means we hit the 4-hour top at 315 to 320. Above 320, we hit the daily mid at 331. I'm bullish on Snow. The squeezes have started to release. Maybe a slight pullback, but definitely have support at 305, 302 on Snow. That seems to line up with this one here. There we go, much better. We held the 21. All we've got left is the 34 and then the 4-hour before we get back up into the weekly 4-hour mid. These 330, 340 range is what I'm really looking for. Slingshot squeeze is released. Radium Fire is released. We got double yellow. So if we can get double green on that and above the 34, right, basically take out this little zone. Clean sailing above 321. Okay. AMBA. Remember AMBA from last week? Upgraded overweight from equal weight at Wells Fargo. We nailed that play last week. That was this was the week to play it. Currently pulled all the way back down. Monthly Keltner channel mid, right? That's huge support. It's fighting its way back up through. Really be interested. Sudden alert above 180. 180 hits 190, then 210. Okay. Dish and DirecTV are in talks again after for fresh merger talks after years of on again, off again wrestling, wrangling, and multiple clampdowns from federal antitrust officials. Right. This is the 4-hour massive move yesterday. I mean, it's just like it's ripping. It's going trifecta mode. Stack positive moving averages out of the 4-hour, out of the daily top. Okay. If you want to look at a possible move on Dish with this raft turning, Radiant Fire turning red, we can possibly look at a potential pullback to 35, or let's just go off at this one, 36, 35, right? Possible pullback on those guys. So keep an eye on that. Going through biotech news, Biogen, BIIB. Remember these guys? Their shares are down 9% after hours as CMS noted Medicare plans to restrict access to controversial pricey Alzheimer's drug. So that's their big deal. Is they've got a gnarly Alzheimer drug that it's phenomenal. However, Medicare is not going to cover it, which sucks, right? The decision comes after Biogen. Hold on. Biogen last month cut the yearly price of its drug to half at $26,000. Note, shares of Eli Lilly, which also has an Alzheimer's drug, dropped in sympathy overnight. Is this a reversal? Doji, daily bottom, lots of support that it broke on the way back up. It's going to have lots of resistance. So does it backtest this and move back down to the monthly bottom? Could very possibly, right? This is that typical proprietary move that Flow Trade uses all the time. Or does it fight its way back up and through? I don't know. Medicare is a big deal. Moving back to the reins, I'll tell you what, man. My kidneys are loving me. It's true. MIRN. Imiron shares are up 40% after announcing the funding of a new research agreement with the U.S. Department of Defense. Right, there's your penny stock ripper play. It's going to reject 527. So short to the downside, possibly. All right. In financial news, we have. Oh, goodness. We have a lot. PayPal downgraded to hold. From buy at Jefferies, cut the target to 200 from 225. PayPal has just been like I said, you could have done a 185, 195, 185, 175 iron condor and PayPal and just sat back and collected chips. Right. Silvergate Capital upgraded outperform from market perform at Keefe, and that's pretty decent, right? Pull back 4-hour daily bottom above the 200 at the 21, 4-hour mid. It either rejects this, closes below the 200 and comes back down to the 4-hour daily bottom, or this slingshot squeeze releases as it for a run into earnings next week, right? The 18th. Above the 21, we hit 137 and 140. 140 to 140, 141 to 144. I gotta adjust my reminders. We do a bounce play, monthly top, right? Daily top targets. This is what that looks like. All right, we're just going to count this as 1, the 2, 3, the 4, and the 5, right? Something along those lines, okay? There it is. Okay, and that's in Silvergate Capital. Wells Fargo also upgraded, so WFC upgraded to overweight from neutral at Piper Sandler. I mean, how did we miss Wells Fargo in the last week? Was nobody watching XLF? It's about to go trifecta mode, right? For a run into earnings. They have earnings. Oh, crap. They have earnings in 2 days. Well, we missed this move. Put a note for Wells Fargo to come back in 8 days, right? Basically, come back after the 21st, because they're going to fade all of next week or they're going to rally all of next week. We should have got in at the end of the year. with a run into earnings. 21 days. Come on, we got to start playing these. Earnings are kicking off later this week, and we will be playing earnings. So if you have a cash account and you want to play earnings, you need to get a margin account, because what we're going to do is we're going to sell iron flies. Iron fly is we buy and sell the same strike, and then we protect ourselves with wings on the outside. And those are overnight plays. We collect about 50 to 60% of the credit. And if you need to increase the small margin account, that's the way to do it. All right. Federal Trade Commission has put off the sale of Rocketdyne to Lockheed Martin by up to 2 weeks. And API Institute, again, crude inventories fell 1.77 million barrels in the last week. Gasoline inventory surged for a build of 10.86 million barrels. And distillate inventories up 3.35 barrels ahead of today's DOE data at 10:30. We have data. We have lots of stuff coming in today. All right. In consumer news, here we go. Southwest downgraded to peer perform from outperform Wolf Research. Look at that move. Southwest is the only airline I really like. Slingshot squeeze. This is the slingshot squeeze I'm always talking about right here. Let me draw this up. Oh, it's not going to let me do it. This is the slingshot squeeze I'm always talking about, right? Right, we're coming down, we're neutral, and we're increasing. Squeeze continues to move, and the squeeze releases. Once that squeeze releases, since these moving averages were mostly stacked positive, that squeeze fired to the long side, right? And it's just been running, right? Squeeze, 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 right? Fired off. In its run, we've had some additional squeezes form and release. Currently, additional squeezes have formed and it released. So if we can get above the 4-hour top at 46, the safe move is 46.50. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, 45 to 46.50, right? For a move to the monthly mid at 47.28. Stack positive moving average is 821 or 1321.34. We just crossed above the 50, which means the 200 is way down here somewhere, right? Oh, there's a 200. For that move up to the 200 weekly top at 52. Okay. If we reject this 4-hour top and we break the 50.21, then we're going to come back down to here. Right. It's pretty easy to see. Doordash upgraded to outperform from inline at Evercore with a 256 price target. Look at that. Right. How did we miss buying the dip on this sucker? Right? 4-hour bottom, monthly bottom, 4-hour mid, 4-hour top. Weekly cloud. We fight through the weekly cloud, right? Weekly cloud bottom to 153. Break that, and we've got the daily top as a magnet, right? 160 is a price target for me on Doordash. If we hold, pull back a little bit, hold, or just confirm support at 145, take profits at about 150, 153. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. China's December CPI annual at 1.5% versus 1.8, so they missed prior 2.3. Monthly CPI is a -3 versus +2. Prior annual is 0.4. Annual PPI is 10.3% versus 11.1. And in Goldman Sachs, what's going on here? Gotta figure out what's going on with my phone. Yo, show my face. Yo, it's me, I promise. Dude, does it not recognize me? Let's see. It's sorry about that. I gotta adjust my privacy settings on that. Goldman Sachs cuts China 2022 growth forecast to 4.3% from 4.8, and Moody's says interest rates to rise faster as Omicron's impact on economy likely to be temporary. Says now expect 3 U.S. interest rate hikes this year compared with November expectations of none until 2023. says the impact on economic activity will likely be temporary and muted. So if we dissect that, it's saying that there's going to be interest rate hikes this year, right? Um, they're saying that so Moody's is saying that the variance impact will be muted and temporary. And Papao came out yesterday and said that it's actually been quite harsh. So earnings after the close, nothing we play. Earnings before the bell, JEF. Now we have some key events. Credit Suisse Aircraft Leasing Conference. These are all virtual. ICR Conference, Jefferies, JP Morgan, Needham, and UBS Greater China Conference. Those are all virtual conferences at the end of this week. We do have market moving data today. CPI for December. Remember, if you ever have any questions or how that looks, just go to I don't want to put Forex Factory. Yo, dude, what's up, man? I was on the phone with Cox all morning, being like, "Yo, what is up with my interweb speed? It's irritating me." All right, so 8:30 market data, right? So in about 35 minutes, CPI. This will affect the market, right? So the last one, right? Can't remember what we did last month. I think we rallied before that, like um, in a healthy market, right? So this is April of 2020, right? Or May of 2020, April. So May, March, right? March, April, May, June. So May of 2020, horrible CPI, Consumer Price Index, horrible. In a healthy market, right? November of 2020, horrible. Nice strong rally, right? July of 2021, right? This past summer, right? Remember, bullish rallies, everything is good. Okay. And then we faded off September, November, October. Low CPI numbers, right? Very bearish market. Okay. Let's just hopefully we get, what are they saying? They're estimating. Did they estimate? Nope, they didn't. Okay. Last little bit of news, and we will hop into some quick plays real quick. We do have a guest speaker coming on here in about 5 minutes. I just want to make sure that he's going to show up. Yeah. Okay. So he's going to be here. Quickly, Asian markets in the Nikkei index spiked 543 points, or nearly 2%. Shanghai gained 30. Hang Seng jumped 663, or 2.9. So basically, in Asian markets, they were up about 3%. European DAX is up 0.35. FTSE gained about 0.7. Global oil prices extended their gains on Wednesday, lifting prices to the highest level since November. Back to pre-Omicron levels following a drop in domestic inventories and bets on near-term demand. In stock news, BIIB down 10% as the government limited Medicare coverage on its Alzheimer's treatment drug. Okay. Really quickly, looking at our futures. We're going to have somebody joining us here in a few minutes, so I just want to be real quick about it. Nice little bounce. 1-2, we broke 4,700. So if we can continue, I think we might see a good little rally up to about 47.46, right? And then pull back for a longer move to the upside. All right, NQ had a day yesterday. Hopefully we don't reject this. It all really depends on the CPI numbers. We're either going to, all right, we rallied right up to the 618. Let me just show you what these look like. All right, we rallied right up to the 618. Do we pull back? Right? This is a daily, right? Do we pull back, or do we, can we get through it and build back towards the, 16,000 level, right? If we break this level of support, we have the 50% retracement coming down, but I think this is setting up to be a pretty decent move. Really, those numbers are going to make a lot of difference today, so we have to be aware of that. Okay. Um, just across the board, pretty decent numbers. The old Russell's still having problems. Not super thrilled about this bear flag or bull flag that's forming on the yen, and I'm not liking how ZB is following my trend line up. Maybe I should get rid of it so that it goes back down. Crude is rising, right? Crude is making its move. Wu-Tang reversal confirmed. All right, it's coming back up into previous resistance. And then EOL gold on the 4-hour, right? This strong move. So what I'd like to see happen is I'd like to see, hold on, let's just look at this real quick. And we're coming right into that resistance. I don't know if we chopped today or not, to be honest with you. I knew yesterday we were going to rally. Today, a lot of it depends on if we can clear this 15,899 level. Then I think we get a move back up to 1658, like big move up there. If we reject it, we might chop in here a little bit. But I doubt we come back down to this 50% retracement. If anything, and we might. That's ugly. So this is just consolidation waiting for the news to drop, right? Let's look at the 30-minute. Right. Pull back. Pull back at the open, support, rallied up. So maybe we get an additional little pullback, some quick flushes, right? This move, gorgeous. So, right, this is today's move. Right? We pulled back, we rallied up. If we can come back down to this level or even where we closed yesterday, right? Big move yesterday. Hope we don't just give it all back. That's what I'm saying. Okay, that's the NQ. We're going to check out the ES real quick. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hop over and we're going to check out. Let me get my guest introduction set up. Okay. All right. So our guest today is going to be the professor from Predicted Trades. Predicted Trades, I don't know if he's going to go over this as well, but Predicted Trades, they provide what's called the beast level options. What they are is they're very specific mathematical super brain specific options entry targets. What they've done is they have found the best optimal price to enter an option, either a call or a put, and they've got an entire software system built around it. What that does is if you know that you're entering that option at the best possible price, it allows you to set up your risk, right? Because you're not going to get the wild movements up and down that happens with options all the time. So you're actually able to set a stop loss or some risk tolerance, right? That's going to be accurate and not just going to take your lunch money. So um, their their numbers are spot on, right? Easily, for example, Moderna, the Moderna level on Monday, we had picked out 150 as the entry price. Moderna went 150 to 15. This happens on the regular. This happens 2 or 3 times a day with 2 or 3, 4 or 5, 10, 20 different stocks, right? The numbers are just phenomenal. Let me see, make sure he's gonna be here. I think he's gonna be here, right? 8. Right. Just making sure. I might have messed up my dates. I was all over the place last night. So the website is predictedtrades.com. Offers several different services, several different packages. Uh, Probably one of the smartest developers I've ever met. Right, this dude, the professor, his tools are on point. He develops everything. It's all proprietary to them. They're not reusing other people's stuff and calling it their own. They are involved with some of the bigger names around. So these aren't new kids on the block, right? These are experienced vets, right? And so With that, I'm sure he'll go over a little bit more into what the service that he provides, and it's just yeah, just phenomenal entries and exits. And maybe he'll be showing up here in a minute. Until he shows up, let me see if I can look at a couple plays. Who's requesting stuff? All right, Johnny's looking at Roblox and PTWO. Those are great, two great ones, right? Roblox. We still have that bearish divergence. Roblox, however, is forming a bull flag at a dark part of regular block trade level at 89. I went through and looked at Roblox earlier today and did my recap on it. We've got previous VWAP at 94. It's got about an $8 ATR. 4-hour tops coming in at 90.92. That's going to be our target. If we break that 90.92 level on Roblox, 97.50 is the next target, which is the daily 21 EMA. The 618 for our mid in the daily bottom support at 87. Roblox is set up for success, right? It really is. Nice bounce off that 4-hour daily bottom above the 200, chilling on the 21 EMA just below, right? A little bull flag forming below the 34. So I'm targeting the 4-hour top weekly mid above the 4-hour top 100, right? 105, 106 incoming. As far as the algo is concerned, that's funny. I just talked about it. Okay. Uh, when he comes on, let me get something pulled up. Let me see if I can. Oh, I don't even have the right chart set up. Oh, I don't. Do I? I don't have the right chart set up. But what I can do is I can find it real quick. Hold on. Oh. There we go. Darna 2, was it the 230 call? I believe that's what it was. Yeah, here we go. All right, so let me just grab the numbers so that I can show you the accuracy of it, and we will hop right into it. So when I'd mentioned Moderna. Let's see. Okay, so I'd mentioned the Moderna 230 calls, right? And how they went 1-2. Hold on. How they went 1-15, right? Those were just spot on numbers. And I'm just gonna load these up real quick. I was pretty close. One second. All right, so we talked about Moderna and how what the service they provide is called the beast levels, right? And what those beast levels are they're very specific guided entries and exits, right? It's a trading plan that shows you the optimal place to enter into a contract. So Moderna, I'm just going to show y'all everything. So Moderna coming into this week, obviously, I was wrong last week. Moderna this week, right? They'd come in, they had some good divergence happening here, and Moderna on for our chart. Let me just get rid of all this crap so we don't need to look at it. And we'll go 30-minute. All right, so here's Moderna on the 30-minute. They'd come down right into some pretty significant support. Now, with that being said, how do I? Aha. Let me try this. Let me add a new. All right. So what we're seeing now is move this over because he's going to come in and show up. Okay. How do I get rid of? I don't even want these on there. Let me move this. Because what I don't want to have happen is my logo to be in front of the move. Okay. So these are the beast levels, right? You've got a couple different things here. You've got the predicted beast bottoms, and then you've got these predicted beast tops. So Moderna had come in. The predicted beast level was for Moderna was like 111 to 187, right? So we'd punch those numbers in, right? If we actually had very specific levels that we were going to enter and exit upon, right? And that's these profit target levels. Moderna came in, right, and it didn't open at Beast. It actually came down, right? It opened higher. Moderna pulled back into optimal entries for this particular strike, the 230 strike on Monday, right here on the 10th, right? Looking at it, let's just look at the 15-minute chart. So Moderna dipped down, right? It would have been 4-hour bottom. Moderna dipped down over here. Oh, you can't see that. Yeah. So Moderna dipped down to the 4-hour bottom here. Enter on Beast and rode the move up to 453, right? It also pulled back, gave us 2 entries from Beast levels. Moderna exploded that day and went 150 to 15, right? Just a phenomenal move, right? If we were looking at these at the regular options contracts, we probably would have been getting in at the $3 or $4 range. Now that's way outside of my personal risk tolerance, right? I'm not trying to buy $4 or $5 options contracts. I'm, you know me, right? We're trying to get them cheap, $1.50, $1.80, right? Anything in that range, we're willing to put a little bit of risk on the table. Well, even at the initial pop, 1 to 5, right? I would have probably closed out there and looked to maybe re-enter. Even $2 to $3 is kind of pushing it, but look at how accurate these numbers are, right? Profit taking, right? All the way up and all the way down. Okay. So hopefully he can get here and he can actually talk to it a little bit more. What does this mean to you, right? When looking at options contracts, how do I add another source? How do I add another source? I don't know if it's going to let me. Knowing where to enter an option and where to get out of an option is extremely valuable. It's kind of like having a crystal ball to see what's going to happen. So Moderna, if we would have taken this trade up, if we would have taken this trade on Moderna, right, it would have been falling off a cliff. We wouldn't have known where to, oh, there he is. I think he's here. Let's see. Morning. All right. So
Good morning. Can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you now.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Welcome, everyone. All right, so everyone, this is the professor from Predicted Trades. I kind of just went through the Moderna trade a little bit, showcased the website, just briefly touched upon a little bit about how you're probably the smartest man I've ever met, and that you guys are not new kids on the block. Y'all have been doing this for years and years and years, and so there's not, these aren't rookies. These are vets. So you do have the option to share your screen if you'd like. If not, you can just kind of walk me through, and I can just kind of click on things. I pulled up the Moderna trade from Monday. I entered in the beast numbers, right? And we've got baby beast and we've got the beast numbers. These are accurate um, based on the trade plan for Monday.
Wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, the Moderna trade was a great trade. Um, and yeah, I'm setting up my screen share here.
There we go. All right, so now we're looking at the professor screen. Hey.
Yeah, so, basically we are a collection of traders that have been doing this for quite some time. We've developed our own proprietary mathematical calculations to come up with the best price to enter and exit options contracts throughout the day. We marry together that amazing prediction system with a set of tools that I've built myself. I'm kind of an expert coder, engineer, all those things. So what you're looking at on my screen on the right is Nvidia with a whole bunch of tools that I've built to kind of help be a roadmap for the day. And on the left is a call and a put option. The way that we like to try to teach in our service is to kind of look both ways, to watch the call and the put, and wait for our actionable levels. We are actually pretty much the only service out there that provides daily levels on your options that are actionable levels that you can trade off of. So as you can see up on the top left, these were the 275 calls. On the bottom, these are 260 puts. So on Monday, and let me zoom out just a hair here. On Monday we had this gap down, and we open and fall to the bottom of what is a daily squeeze bottom. So we all know what compression, squeeze, consolidation, what that all is. Nvidia had fallen to its daily bottom, where we can usually find support and reverse for a ride back up. Also cutting through that cloud is one of the Keltners. So it looks like it's the second Keltner down. So basically, as Nvidia held that bottom, wicked outside a little bit, we were watching the call contract that fell down to our major buy zone, the beast, and consolidated there. That little pop off of it and back to it coincides with this pop up into the cloud and the higher low. And then from there, Nvidia and kind of the rest of the market took off on Monday. So we loaded at our major buy zone at around $2. 180 to $2 was, I think, the average entry. And we always lock up when we start to get to any of our other levels. So we took this from about 180 to $2 entry to about $4 or $5, and by the end of the day to about 6.5. So I personally did hit this trade, locked up, on the drive up.
I know some people in this group that did hit that trade, Laz. Sorry.
Yep. No, you're good. And then I actually ended up swinging that, and I can still use our actionable levels the next day as a gauge to take profit or keep holding this swing. So we saw kind of how the first day went. Let's look how the second day. I can use the lower buy zone, even though we are way up above our major buy zone. We provide intraday levels that are fed off of the same numbers. So basically, I swung some of these contracts, let it swing a little below our buy zone. I added a little, locked up profits. When it came back, I added a little, locked up more profits, and left one more to swing into today. With the goal of basically getting up to, say, 10 or $12 from a $2 entry. One thing I like to point out with our
those are life-changing trades, right? 2 to 12, like that's $200 to make 1,200. You make one or two of those, and you're starting to trade with a pretty decent sized, trading account. So you
absolutely.
don't have to swing for the fences, just hitting. Those are base hits, everyone. Those are base hits. Those aren't like those happen every like all the time. It's incredible. Sorry, I'm just super excited that how accurate everything is.
Oh no,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
So yeah, I'd like to think that one thing that our system provides for everybody is it reduces the stress, that comes with options trading. We have our levels to play off of. It actually just becomes a patience and waiting game, letting the option come down to our buy zones, and then picking them up there and locking profit on the way up at our provided take profit numbers. So just like we have a very accurate predicted buy zone, we have very accurate predicted take profit levels that if that contract is going to get bought up at our buy zone, then you should see when it reaches take profits that you'll get these pullbacks. So, before you join our service, you're kind of just looking at a blank page here and no real guide, and you're jumping in when you feel like it might be right. But with our system, now at least you have exact targets to wait for and to risk against. I'll give another example on Tesla that some of us traded.
Yeah, watch list is gonna love you on that one. Watch list like playing Tesla. Watch list does. All right. Did I not? AMD.
So again, Tesla had the gap down, slip below 1,000, and so on a Monday, I basically just looked 100 points up, 100 points down. So looking at the 1100 call, the 900 put, I was able to gauge which one I wanted to play and from that, which way I thought Tesla might go. So when we start the day with the gap down, these 900 puts are way above our major buy target and way above our intraday buy target. So I don't touch them and I wait. At the same time, the 1100 calls open right in our main buy zone. So that's where I take action first. I take action here as it's holding the bottom of our buy zone at around $4 to $4.50. I got in for an average price of $4.20. And then I rode those up, locked some at about $7.50, locked some at about $9, and locked some at 12 end of day to swing into the next day. And as you can see, as Tesla made that move, these puts just lose value until they are at the buy zone, and they essentially give out the buy zone. So thus confirming that puts were not the direction. And then into yesterday, I did swing some of those. So I picked up a number of them at 420, locked at, 759, 12, held some, held through this pullback, and then locked some at 18. When it came back to the exact same level again at around $9, I added, locked some up at 15 and 16. So almost a double, just playing the same contract again. I also hit the 1150s yesterday with some folks in our room.
I took the 11. So I'm going to touch on that real quick. He took the 1100s. I took the 1120s. Right. We trade in different size accounts. Right. Our risks are different. I took those 1120s, and those 1120s went 3 to 10. Right. Very easy. an easy peasy trade, low stress, didn't have to sit there and babysit it all day. That's really nice. I was able to actually go through it and get some other things taken care of and know that if I ever heard the bell ring, that I should probably look at my toss chart. It's really nice that the software, the studies that are provided to you, they have alerts on it, and you can modify your alerts so that you can, hear what's going on. Sorry.
No, yeah, no,
Say
it's a
that.
great point. I do like to try to build in visual and audio management in some of the tools that I create. So you'll notice down here on the bottom there are these little spikes that pop up. That's a signal whenever we cross one of our major numbers that we want to enter at. So you'll get visual cues, you can have audio cues, you can turn those on and off. But yeah, it does make for an easy way to manage the trade. And here are those 1120s he talked about for an entry around $3, up to 10, even 12. And the nice thing about this system is you don't have to sit and watch the trade all day. You got in around $3 as it starts to take off and leave our major buy zone. You can use that as a stop. Leave a stop down there, put take profits at our major levels above, and just sit back and let the trade unfold the way it's supposed to. In fact, yesterday, in the 1100s, and these are the 1120s, but they pretty much did the same thing of holding the buy zone, popping, buy zone, pop. I just left a trailing stop, or I'm sorry, I just left a limit stop just below the buy zone in case we gave up that. And then I left take profits at the middle and the top. Every time it came down, I'd pick up another contract. It'd get out at my limit orders, come down, just rinse and repeat. Very low stress, very easy. And really, on a day that looks like chop and consolidation, we're able to know when to get back in, when to take profit, when to get back in, rinse and repeat. And yeah, we took the 1150 calls as well yesterday, getting in multiple times for about $3, up to 7, 3 to 5, 3 to 4.5. I think was the last time that we hit it, and then we maybe a couple of folks picked one up to swing just in case. But not only do you get actionable levels on your options charts, you also get, if you purchase the Professor's Tool Pack, all of the tools that I use throughout the day and in my prep to come up with levels. So as you can see here on Tesla, when you load up these tools, you just get levels and a roadmap for the day. So on Monday, I knew that we had to fight back up to this zone, that it would be a point of rejection. VWAP held us up, and we pushed through, come back for support before finally taking off on a zone that was built from Friday's low automatically with one of the tools provided in our service.
Speaking of tools, these these are properly coded tools, right? These are not shotgun cowboy coded tools, where a lot of the other tools that are for sale are, one, they're overpriced, two, they're not programmed or they're not coded correctly, so it's going to cause issues with your machine. Yeah, these are actually, I'm a developer. These are clean coded. Like, the tools are phenomenal. So,
Yep. Yeah. So going into yesterday on Tesla, we had key levels based on price action previously. As you can see, when you have an extreme Wiccan reversal, this tool will build zones. And so, yeah, coming into the day, my technical analysis of Tesla took about 20 seconds, loading up the chart, looking around a couple of time frames, getting a nice roadmap, and just, look how well the price action ends up respecting every tool that I have on the screen. From Keltner's, which is this dashed red line, to these zones that it will wick, pull back to, wick and settle in, take back off from, to the compression cloud, top and bottoms. And even yesterday, as compression started to set in early, when this big cloud showed up, it told me we're going to have a chop day. We're going to just bounce around VWAP, our main, volume weighted price average, and the daily moving averages, which the 21, the daily mean, was also right where we chopped around. And we kept bouncing up to the daily 8, 15, and 50. So, with the tools that we provide, you have a great roadmap on your equity chart to play off specific key levels. And with the beast zones and take profits, you have a great roadmap for your options chart. So, all in all, we like to say that we provide a full service that allows you to have an incredible edge for your options trading with a new system that has not existed anywhere else.
Yeah. So I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with. There's some copycat services out there. There's a specific website that people will go and try to rip off content creators and producers like the professor here, and yeah, you're not going to be, just you're not going to be able to replicate the system, right? I'm just going to tell you now. You can search and you can try and you can hack and reverse engineer. You're not going to be able to replicate it, so don't even try. You're going to waste more time and money trying to figure out something that's not going to work. Um, as far as like the service that he offers is 10 times is worth 10 times more than he's charging. So definitely, if you want to take advantage of it, we do have a 10% off for all of our members. Get with me and I'll just provide a code for that. And just telling you the value is there, right? The return on your investment. Like I don't want to say guarantee it, but everybody that I know that's signed up for the service is paid for the service within the first couple days of trading or
Yep,
more.
yeah, and I'd say of all of our members, everyone that has joined made their subscription fee in the first few days. They went back, they upgraded to higher packages for more information.
Get more.
Um, yeah, and then they made enough to cover that fee. I think, in fact, one of our members the other day made enough to cover the next 6 months of our service. So yeah, I'm glad you touched on that. We do not try to charge an arm and a leg. We like to aim for the goal of providing 10 times more value than we charge in cost, so that you join us and stay with us, and we just become a measured cost in your trading business that is very palatable.
Here's the other thing too. I mean, just from an experience, right? Learning a new system, getting involved in something is always stressful. It's always frustrating. The group, not only it's not just the professor. Every single person in the trading group is there to help. They're going to wrap their arms around you. They're going to pull you aside. They're going to help you get to be successful. And they're not going to, it's very, as far as community goes, it's probably one of the most warm, welcoming communities there is. Um, yeah, dude, like fully accepting, want to help people out. Um, and everybody, it's not just one or two people that are in there like, oh, this or that. They're active in voice all day. They're actively calling out trades. It's not like, oh, you get stuck. Let's say you purchase Roblox and Roblox is having a bad day. You're going to be able to get a trade out of the group, right? So just, I don't want to like over hype, but I'm super hypey on this. Super hypey on this service. It's the first time we've ever actually like had anyone come on to promote their service. So I feel that this is a super value for the viewers. Right.
Well, we appreciate it. We're glad you found us and joined the group.
Is there anything else that you want to go over?
Yeah, we covered a couple of different.
I'm punching beast numbers in right now. That's why I asked.
Oh no, yeah. We covered a couple of different plays. Um, Real quick, just for any folks that have not, yet joined our service. Um, I'll kind of show you around, before you join. This is our Discord server where we host our entire service. you'll land. There's a few, terms and conditions to look through, an intro to our server, a whole video, introduction and tour around our server. We have a general chat, a VIP chat for the folks that are more intense day traders. We have indicators that I've built myself that we share and also sell. We have a section for everyone to drop their trade results, which everybody's just been killing it every day. Section for testimonials. Our live trading is something that I definitely want to highlight because we are in here all day and night chatting with each other, doing some amazing trades together. I think, frankly, out of all of the things that we provide, the live trading might be the cheapest but most valuable thing. We only charge $50 a month for the live trading, and I'd say day one you're going to get that value. If you subscribe to our service, we have a tiered package system which starts with one ticker and goes up from there. Reason being, we are going to throw a lot of data at you. Sometimes it's nice to just start with one ticker, get used to all of this, and then work your way up to more tickers. But as Darkpool mentioned, let's say that you choose Etsy and it's not doing anything this week. We fully allow for folks to change tickers, and in our live trading room, we're going to constantly be calling out plays that might not even be to your ticker. And if we're all getting into a Nvidia trade, we're going to share what those numbers are.
A good example is DWAC yesterday. Like, nobody has DWAC as their ticker. Nobody wants to trade that on the regular, but it was making a move, and the whole group murdered it.
Yep. Yeah, we like to pride ourselves on we can pivot very quickly. If there's news or something's moving, we can pull it up, get levels, and give everybody a roadmap for that trade. And we distribute every single day predicted trades in our channel from our predicted trades bot. So for instance, these are the numbers today for Nvidia. Let's take a quick look at Nvidia. So Nvidia held its daily squeeze bottom, starting to make its way back up. If we look big time frame, the top of that daily squeeze is back up above 300, back up above this daily 50, which is around 300. So it's basically mission 300. We are settling into some compression. Zoom in here. We are settling into what looks like a 30-minute and most likely an hourly compression. Yep, a 30-minute and an hourly. So now let's zoom in. Now that we got a big picture play, Nvidia is going to open around 278. I'm still holding a 275, so nicely in the money. And basically, we have some levels of support. We have levels around 276 up to this 277. So we could easily see a drop to hold this before taking off to fire the squeeze up. Or we could see a rejection of this 280. We have a zone right there around 280.65, and we have the top of the squeeze up here around 282. So if we can't get through 281 to 282, we can reject and fall back and maybe fire these to the downside. We can easily fire this 30 to the downside to go tap the hourly down at 272. So we never say, oh, Nvidia is just going to take off today and fire the squeeze up. We come up with a thesis for both directions with key points of reversal. So if we can't get through this 280.65 or this 282, that will be a key point of reversal. We'll be watching the puts to see what happens. So specifically, I'll probably watch the 275s, 270 puts. So let's go ahead and pull those up. Whoop. Go ahead and pull those up over here.
Say 275, 270.
Yeah. 215 call. Let's go with the 280 call.
Ooh, I had that one.
Nvidia 215 put 270 or 275. We'll take a look. 270s will be a good price. So let me give you a little.
Did you say the 280 puts?
No, the 270 puts and the 280 calls. So let me show you a little trick that you might not have known, Dark Pool. So we can't see what today looks like, right?
Right.
It cuts off. If you change your tool to this little pointer, and then click and hold and drag, ooh, look at that. Now we can see today's numbers.
Oh, it's building? What?
And we can, oh yeah, it plots into the future.
No, it's predicted. What?
Yeah.
Magic.
So now, if we look at the call and the put side of things today, if we're already starting to push into this cloud and test this 280, we still got about an hour till open, so I kind of could foresee us rejecting this 286.5, doing a little pullback, but ultimately, if we open around here, these calls are going to be in their zone, their baby beast zone, or burger as we like to call it, with a bottom bun and a top bun. So they're probably going to open in this zone. So we'll watch for a little pullback to this 300 to 350. On the put side, they are going to open lower, and we have the baby beast and the regular beast kind of overlapping each other. So if we start to see the puts bounce around $1.30 or $1 and start to bounce, it will probably mean we are rejecting this 282. And as I keep talking, we're just ripping through. So we'll see, if she keeps pushing pre-market and starts to fire the squeeze, we're going to have a great indication to know that it is an upside play for the day. But I can see that we will most likely hit this 282 wall and do a fade into open. So we'll see what we get. I'm assuming CPI numbers came out and the market isn't liking it.
Is or isn't? Is. Okay. So,
yeah, I'd say the market's liking it. We flip over to ES, they're doing the same thing. They're starting to fire out of their 30-minute and head up to their hourly. So there's at least one play for the day on Nvidia. On the 280s, you could find entry somewhere around 3 to 350. We'll go ahead and look at the 285 just in case it ends up being a strong day. You could find entry on those from 135 to 190. And we even have the main beast at about $1.20. So if there is a rejection and sharp pullback to any of these levels like this 277, you will most likely find that the calls are hitting the bottom of their buy zone, and particularly this 285 might slip just enough to hit that 120 entry off the major buy zone. But if it rejects this top and the market does the same and starts to slip, I'll be watching the 270 put for an entry around $1 to $1.20. Sorry, maybe that's $1.30. Let me zoom in. Yeah, $1.30. So anywhere from $1 to $1.30 on the 270s. And just in case we open a little higher, we'll look at the 275s. It will be a slightly higher entry, but you could take entry on those around 240 to 270. If it's always going to be an if this then that. I'm a coder. This is how it goes. It's the easiest way to work the system and the best way to trade, really. We need to see it get through key levels push through, hold them to keep going. If it cannot do that, if it rejects the top and starts to fall, we have a target for where it's going to fall to. And same thing on our options. We'll have the 275 put watching. It will open closer to this bottom. So even though I'm holding a 275 call that I've swung since Monday, I have no problem trading against my current position. And if we top out here and start to reject and fall at the same time that the puts are in the buy zone, I'm going to take my shot on the puts. Call it a hedge, call it trading around your position, call it trading against yourself. This system provides a great entry on call or put. That's another great point I should make. We are on a 0 day, so SPY, QQQ, there's going to be great opportunity all around. Our members have seen recently almost every 0 day on SPY and QQQ, you can take a straddle position. You can buy the same strike, call, and put when both of them tap their beast zone. You can get in for a very low risk entry. Like I think last time we got in at 50 to 70 cents on the call and the put for a total of about a buck 50 in. One of them went to $6. So when we're in a consolidation like that, let's see, like Tesla yesterday is an example. When we're in a consolidation like this, we find great opportunity watching the call and the put, picking up each at their buy zone, and then just waiting for this consolidation to break out either direction. I think even Dark Pool was in on one of those trades.
Yeah, I murdered. Yeah. Yep. I love those. I love 0 day trades.
Yeah,
Especially
it's
SPX ones. Okay.
yeah, and
One other
it can
thing too,
become. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I just want to touch on this real quick. This isn't just for options. This isn't just, oh, we're going to get in and we're going to trade options. There is plans for this year to expand into futures and to even run a training for the top step funded trader combine. So if you've ever been interested, like there's millions of services that push this, become a funded trader. It's not that easy. Like, I mean, it's easy if you know what you're doing and you've got some tools, but if you just jumped into it using the provided tools from them, it's set up to fail, right? They're not trying to give out trading accounts for everybody, but there's several funded top step traders in this group. There's plans to expand into a trading combine kind of school, right? So that you can learn the tools, get access to the tools that are needed so that you can pass the combine and become a funded trader. So this isn't just a stagnant service. This isn't just this is a very dynamic group. They're always improving, they're always building, they're forward looking, and they're scaling. So now's a good time to get in before there's 5,000 people in, and you're going to be watching a lot more videos. Get in where you can ask the professor. He's available right now, but in a month from now, when there's 500 people, he's going to be overwhelmed. Let's just say that. So yeah, I'm super hypey on this group. I really wanted to take today to really introduce it, to shed some light on it. I'll work with the professor to see if maybe we can have a guest appearance once a week from him, or whatnot. But yeah, if you haven't signed up, there's no free trials, but you can get 10% off, and it's pretty affordable, right?
Yep. No, thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, we do have a lot of. We do have a lot of plans for expansion. We do have a lot of products that we're going to keep bringing to our members. The Beast was the big sexy tool we wanted to start with because it provides such an edge in your game. But we love us futures trading. We have built yet another proprietary model that provides a great edge on futures. I use this specific strategy, which I turned into a tool that can even plot the buys and sells based on the strategy, so that you can basically just follow the bot when it says get in and out.
We're a very paint by numbers group. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And, you know, just for instance, if you'd have gotten long at 600, let's say, or no, that's 500, and wrote it up to this 626, that's, 120 points in the NQ. What is it, $20 per point? So just this tiny move, we're talking four figures in a futures contract, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, here's a tiny little sneak peek of what the futures tool looks like and what we'll be bringing. And yeah, we'll be doing kind of a group past the combine with us where we'll all start, even our traders will start a new combine account. Frankly, I've already gotten funded on one, and I'm going to probably go through three or four to get funded so that I always have another account to flip over to and hit futures. So yeah, we'll be running kind of a group past the combine with our traders, and who knows? Hopefully, we can even reach out to TopSap and get some discounts because they love to do that kind of partnership. So great point to cover. Thank you, and thanks for having me on today.
Thanks for showing up. I really appreciate it. Let me get my stream set up. I'm glad he was here. I was able to actually punch in some beast numbers for myself for today.
There you go.
Let me see, which screen do I want to share? Sorry, I need to find a screen, find a screen and share. Go with this guy. All right, there we go. And I will talk with you on the. Are you going to stick around, Professor, or are you going to hop out?
Yeah, I'm gonna hop out and go get the rest of the group all prepped and ready.
Cool, man. We'll see you in about 45 minutes.
All right. Thank you for having me, sir.
Thank you so much. All right. So I hope everybody enjoyed our little presentation. I think it was really informative, and like you mentioned, Nvidia. You got two ways to look at it, right? Nvidia is going to be so strong today. So just to follow up on Nvidia from the rest of our normal technical analysis that we do, right? Look at Nvidia; it's crossed back above the 200 SMA. 300 is the magic number for VIDI, right? I like the 300s for swing, possibly, if you want to look out into next week. We've got lots of compression, right? Building into today. Stack positive moving average is 821.34 above the 50. We're above the cloud, and we just broke above the 200 SMA on the 30-minute chart. Looking at Nvidia from flow trade perspective, right? Because we also, it's really important to understand that these levels and flow trade work hand in hand. I'm not going to bring those two together as a partnership because then, hey, then you guys will lose your edge with me. But basically, what we like to see is we know with flow trade what smart money is doing. Smart money is getting back into we knew all last week smart money was taking profits in Nvidia. We were playing to the downside. We were playing the puts, right? We got some quick divergences to the upside. We'd play the rally up, sell the rally, right? So currently Nvidia algo is, look at this V-shaped recovery on that algo. Algo is making higher highs and higher lows, right? As you can see here, algo is making higher highs and higher lows. It is coming up to a key resistance level. Actually broke through that yesterday, back tested it for support. Dark pool wise, we've got 277, 278 as the dark pool levels. Above 279.25, we don't have any other dark pool levels to the upside. So then we start targeting, right? We start targeting previous highs and previous lows. Okay. So currently, I like this 285 level, right? There's that 285. I also want to target up here this 295. I think that might be the magic move for the day is the 295. We broke overhead resistance to get back here. We broke overhead resistance, right? So I would say the trend has been reversed. Okay. Now it's just a matter of what do they do with it. So CPI numbers came in. Looks like the market's liking it. We've got a nice little bull flag forming here on the 15-minute algo chart. Get back here. Right, nice bull flag forming, right? 285, 295, 300 psychological level target. Okay, so that's Nvidia. What else do we got? I know. Let's see if our numbers in. How do you get alerted on new trades? That's a great question. What happens is, um, one, they alert it in the voice group. Two, your subscription comes with some specific Discord channels that you get alerted through, and you can always ask questions. Okay. All right. So I'm going to look at Johnny wanted to look at TTWO and Roblox as well. TTWO, look at this algo. This is gorgeous. There's a gap to fill. 150, 160, 150 is going to be the psychological level. We are above all of our regular and block trades, right? We got a white line. We have a white line, which is a regular and a dark pool trade that have printed on top of each other at 145.50, right? Massive uptrending support, right? The algo is confirmed reversal, right? Remember the other day, you're like, what's going to happen here? Well, it bounced. So the algo is going to continue to move to the upside. There's a massive gap to fill. I would look at Take Two Interactive, right? It's stack positive moving averages going through the 30-minute cloud. Had a squeeze release. Like I said, we break pre-market hot at 151. Get out of this cloud. I think we move back up to the 200. I would target 160. God, that's going to be a great move. 150, 160. I might just play that in a different account. TTWO 150, 160 incoming. Okay, we have support, however, point of control and 2134 EMA support at 148. We pull back to 148, that's okay. We would even take a little bit of heat down to about 145, but below 145, I think the trade's invalidated, and we back test that to the 50-day simple moving average, right? So if we do pull back, you have to draw a line in the sand at one point, right? So I think a quick flush it open, look for support to hold, right? And then try to get in further move to the upside. Contrarian, we rip through this and we just rip faces all day. But there will be a move. Look for the 618 retracement play. Okay, let me show you what that looks like real quick. TTWO, how am I doing on time? Dude, I'm actually doing better on time today than I have in weeks. It's awesome. All right, big sell-off coming into this week. They did get some news, I think yesterday or the day before. They're working their way back up through weekly bottom, 4-hour bottom. So 4-hour mid target, daily cloud target at 160, right? 150. Look at that. It's easy to see above 155.50. Simple move to 153, taking profits on the way up to that 158, 160 level, right? Contrarian, we reject this level and break through the 1321 and 34 EMAs. Then we can look at a downside move down to about 144 or previous lows at 138. I don't know why they fell off. Does anybody have any idea why they fell off? No, we don't want to do that. Any clue why they fell off? Okay. So I've got TTWO written down, and then, all right. Do you guys have any other flow chart? Oh, Roblox. Roblox has slowly become one of my favorite stocks to trade. I just like the way it moves. We do have bearish divergence on Roblox, so I might want to put a little bit more attention into this downside play. But look at this. Like, you can't beat this move, right? Look at this. Broke its downtrend. Broke it, back tested it, confirmed it. Massive regular block trade, support, dark pool, white line level at 80. Oh man, 85, rally on up to 80, what is that, 89.95 before it got stuffed. So breaking 90, you're going to get a quick pop to about 91. So here's that move. Oh, this is gorgeous. I love that. I think they might have fixed some stuff. Doesn't this look like a gorgeous chart? Oh, love it. I love it. I love it. Can't get enough of it. All right. I cannot get enough of this zone. Look at those trading zones right there. Those are beautiful. Beautiful, I tell you. Beautiful. 95. That's a pretty decent target on Roblox. So, bull flag breakout, right? If it fails, there's a gap all the way back down to 85. So, 85 puts, 95 calls, up to 90. We get above, like when we get into that $90 range, there's a pretty hefty trading zone, right? Let's just call that a supply zone that runs this level here. It actually might be something like that. All right, that runs 95, 96, and then things can get kind of woody from there. Oh, I guess that is a level. I would have thought it would have been down here. Okay. Any other requests? All right. Any more requests? Okay. All right, that's it. Thanks for joining me. I'm Darkpole Algo. I am here every morning, Monday through Friday, 7:30 or 8:30, 7:30, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Join us in the group. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks for joining me. It was a great day. On the way out the door, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Turn on those notifications, man, and leave a comment section below. It's starting to really help me out with the YouTube algorithm. I really, really appreciate it. Your time and patience. Thanks for joining me. We'll see y'all tomorrow.